All new right here tonight. Louisville Metro Council members are reacting to an adult pool party held at the home of a police couple that's turned into the latest sexual harassment lawsuit facing the Metro Police Department. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us on the Night Team. I'm Doug Proffitt. WHAS11 Night Team's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Aspen Hester witnessed council members tonight debating a resolution for Louisville Metro Police.
Enough is enough. We want accountability in our Louisville Metro Police Department.
Louisville Metro Council members expressing their frustration and shock after hearing about a third sexual harassment allegation in 1 week within Louisville Metro Police. Council members debated a resolution to rebuild trust in the community between LMPD after a history of unfair treatment.
The people have asked to be a part of the negotiations. We can keep asking until we're blue in the face, and unless the administration does that, it won't happen. But that does not mean it should not be represented in this resolution.
This resolution is acknowledging the knife, giving us direction on how to pull it out and heal the pain that our community is feeling.
The resolution failed, but Councilmember Paula McCraney said it needs to be written more specifically with detailed actions for the department to be held accountable.
Wanting the DOJ to investigate properly and thoroughly so that we can bring about change and we can bring about the healing that this community needs.
Attorney Sarah Collins got emotional after hearing the mayor said there will be significant changes within LMPD. This comes after Collins' client, Sergeant Lauren Carby, filed a lawsuit. It says she was sexually harassed at an adult party at the home of Major Shannon Lauder and her husband, Lieutenant Jeff Lauder, in August 2020.
This is probably the closest I have ever heard a city leader come to saying, we have to do better and we have to do more, and this is a problem.
At the pool party, Carby claims Jeff Lauder made multiple inappropriate comments and, quote, repeatedly made unwanted, unsolicited sexual advances toward her, which she repeatedly rejected. Carby claims Jeff Lauder told her his wife had given him permission to, quote, approach Lauren and to pursue an extramarital sexual relationship with her, and that Shannon had an ongoing relationship with another detective. In the suit, Carby said Shannon was, quote, often grossly inappropriate in front of and toward officers under her command and workplace environments.
When we want to see this toxic, sexualized, misogyny-rich culture smashed and destroyed.
In the meantime, Collins is waiting patiently for the mayor to announce changes within the police department. In Louisville, Taylor Woods, WHAS 1119 on your side.
Now, an attorney for Shannon and Jeff Lauder says the couple has dedicated their careers to honorable policing for 16 years. In a statement, he says, quote, the timing of Carby's lawsuit appears opportunistic based on other recent sexual harassment claims against LMPD. Her allegations are unfounded. That coming from Jared Smith, the attorney for the Lauders. Well, just last week, Shannon Lauder came forward after she accused Major Brian Kuriger of sexual harassment. The accusation came during a meeting with department heads back in May. Today, the mayor confirmed Kuriger was overseeing LMPD's investigation into the 2020 pool party allegations outlined in today's lawsuit. The mayor says the investigation started in fall of 2022 and stopped in May of 2023 because of a lawsuit by the FOP.
I am learning more by the hour, more by the day. As I said, everything is on the table. Decisive action will be taken. We need to make significant changes to the way LMPD handles investigations, discipline, training, victim support. We need to consider the leadership of all parts of LMPD. Everything is on the table.
The way the department handles sexual harassment allegations was one of the issues brought up in a scathing report of LMPD by the U.S. Department of Justice last year. That investigative report found LMPD engaged in unconstitutional practices and created policies that violate constitutional rights. The DOJ and the city have been negotiating a consent decree ever since that report was released. We did reach out to the department about these allegations, the latest allegations. They told us they could not comment on it, but the mayor said today the DOJ folks were in town just last week when the first of the allegations came to light. Well, this new lawsuit comes as the Metro Council voted on the city's budget for the upcoming fiscal year. Now, that budget has a heavy emphasis on public safety, with nearly half the more than $1 billion budget going to Louisville Fire, EMS, and LMPD. Those funds are going towards personnel raises, equipment upgrades, and renovations to the facilities. The budget also includes more than $30 million to create affordable housing. The mayor wants the city to create 15,000 new units by 2027. $50 million expected to go towards quality of life improvements like street paving and sidewalk repairs, as well as $7 million to go towards Louisville parks. The mayor also proposed $5 million to go towards the nonprofit created by the mayor called Thrive by 5. That nonprofit hopes to create a pathway toward universal pre-K in our city. However, some council members tonight expressed concern over the nonprofit, saying there are current organizations that do the same work.
All of those organizations could be funded with that $5 million that we propose for Thrive by 5. We do not have to accept this budget. We can propose our own budget that addresses the people's need, but there's no political will to do so. So I cannot wholeheartedly vote for something that does not meet the needs.
Parrish Wright ultimately joined all the other council members in approving the mayor's budget. She said she voted yes to honor the decision of the districts. The 2024 fiscal year does end on June 30th. Also, all new tonight, zoning denied. A victory for the Blackacre State Nature Preserve, which is just outside Jeffersontown. The Metro Council says no to a large grocery and retail shopping center from a Florida group that wanted to put the big development at the corner of Tucker Station Road and Taylorsville Road. The out-of-town developer, WMG Development, said the grocery store would also allow for road improvements to 2 of the roads in the area. However, the site sits 800 feet away from Blackacre Farm and State Preserve. Neighbors in Tucker Station and representatives from Blackacre argue the new development would threaten the preserve's wildlife. The Metro Planning Commission denied WMG's request back in April, but tonight not all council members, like Brent Ackerson, were on board with that denial.
Things change. The world is changing, and I don't want my hands to be tied, or this body or anyone else's hands to be tied by plans that were developed 15 years ago, a decade ago. Does that mean that we need to spend more money and more time looking at present plans? Potentially.
Ultimately, the Metro Council tonight voted to uphold the zoning denial. However, the fight is more than likely not over, with some council members hinting at bringing the topic back up sometime for debate at a later date. Once again, we are talking heat wave in Kentucky, and tomorrow's another important day for us because today was the day that the temperature got even higher. Colleen Peterson is joining me here on the night team. And Colleen, we're looking at those days going to the weekend where you're almost getting it right up there at 100 degrees on Saturday.
Almost. And in fact, we might even break record heat tomorrow. Our forecast is 1 degree off. The record is 98. Our forecast is 97, so we were in the low 90s today. A lot hotter as we get through the day tomorrow. Right now we're at 85, 83 in Bowman, 75 in Fort Knox. So tomorrow afternoon, high of 97 degrees. It's a hot forecast. Plenty of sunshine, not going to see any rain, and we could see triple digits for those heat index values. Now, I'm tracking that relief. We've been in the 90s for almost a week and a half now, but looking ahead, it looks like we might get back to the 80s. I'll tell you when here coming up. Doug?
All right, Colleen, thank you. 2 Louisville parents are suing JCPS, claiming the district's decision to cut transportation for thousands of students starting in August is discriminatory. The district will be cutting the transportation to all traditional and magnet schools, central and western high schools, which have 75% students on free and reduced lunch. 2 moms claim the district's move makes it extremely hard for their kids to attend the best schools in the district. And more broadly, they say the new transportation plan violates the constitutional rights of thousands of black students.
So the tipping point was, how are we going to continue as a family to make sure that, he can finish out at Male? You only have choices if you can provide transportation, if you have the means. So then that's not a choice. You're stuck at your home school.
The mothers are being represented by veteran attorney Teddy Gordon, who has sued the district more than a dozen times through the decades. We do want to note that one of the students referenced in the lawsuit goes to Central. Gordon explained, saying they noted his case anyway because they want to make sure that doesn't change. Looking ahead, he's still in jail, but tomorrow the former Clark County, Indiana Sheriff Jamie Null will be returning to a courtroom. Tomorrow's court appearance in southern Indiana deals with the Indiana Attorney General's case against Jamie Null. The state of Indiana is suing him in hopes to recover public money related to the criminal charges pending against him. Null is charged with theft, tax evasion, corrupt business practice, and ghost employment. Indiana has also asked a judge to freeze Null's account and his ability to sell stocks and bonds or property. Null's expected to be in that courtroom at 1 p.m. WHAS 11 News will be there. Right now, he's still in jail on a bond of $1.5 million set by the judge, Larry Medlock. A new development since 6 o'clock to tell you about. Louisville Metro Animal Services will reopen tomorrow after an emergency shutdown that happened today. The Animal Services division there shut down the animal house and adoption facility after a potential case of distemper was discovered. Distemper is a highly contagious viral disease that impacts dogs and other animals. The disease can lead to respiratory and neurological symptoms. Late today, the shelter confirmed all tests on the case that they had in the shelter came back negative, which will allow the shelter to resume its normal business tomorrow.
1, 2, 3.
Today, the opening of more housing to support homeless women and their families. It's called New Home, NU Home, and it's expanding its housing to West Louisville. Originally founded in Louisville's New Lou neighborhood, its new location will be South 35th Street. The organization hopes to provide homeless families a permanent home and support.
So in permanent supported housing, a family once placed, they can stay in this home as long as they need to, as long as they feel that they need the supportive services. Once they feel that they're self-sufficient and able to be standing on their own feet, we help them with the resources, whether it's Section 8 housing or if they're employed, they're able to pay rent. We assist them finding the next place that they're able to go.
Once part of the New Home program, families also receive individualized supportive services like case management, life skills, and safety education designed to overcome the root cause of their homelessness.